Welcome back, everybody, to our second episode of Two Dudes and a Train. Well, when we left you last, we were on the makes of the workbench here, or the bench at work here, and I was corrected by it over here. It's not workbench; it's bench work. All right, still new at this. So we got it all built, got it all nice, got the foam laid and everything. And what we were going to do first was actually start cutting the lines in here, but we made a little boo-boo. We've actually should have painted the backdrop, or at least got the white paint on the wall as the primer and patched the wall. We kind of jumped the gun on that. And so, lesson learned, you know, and in the future, when I make another one, then I would know to at least start the background. You know, so you're not reaching over trying to put holes in your new foam here and everything. So, lesson learned. So right now we're actually going to remove the foam here, and actually so we can get a little bit forward. We might be able to try and work right over it. We don't know yet. Ed, if you want to explain to what kind of paintbrushes we got to work.
Well, basically plain and simple, nothing fancy. We just patched all the holes, removed all the nails and screws that were in the walls, did some quick patchwork on the holes. Fixed one of the corners, and you know, it doesn't have to be a level 5 drywall finish here. This is just a garage layout, and there's going to be a lot of stuff, different colors going on with the background. So we just did a basic, quick patch up the holes and get it ready. We did go to the store, and a good tip would be to check the returns bin. We were lucky enough to find 2 different paints. We've got a sky blue here. Now it's a little bit dark, but we're going to work with it. And instead of $25 a gallon, we were able to pay $8 a gallon. And also we found a nice little, earthy brown color, which will eventually go on top of the pink foam. Turn it a nice brown, and that way as we start into the scenery, which of course will definitely take us a little while, but we'll have a nice start. And we'll go from there. But so for now, the first step is to use the primer white, just to get everything one solid white coat. We'll get that done fairly quickly. Then we'll go over it with the blue for the sky blue. And once that's all set and done, then we'll have some fun painting the clouds, and Roland will try to take over and
do some of my trees.
Do some trees and
Make
some
them
mountain
happy.
background, and that's what we're going to do from there. But for the very beginning, we're just going to get the base coat up and the sky blue.
Alrighty, so I see that you got some blue tape here already marked off.
Yep, that's going to be the end of our layout right there.
Alrighty.
We'll start there and work our way around to that blue mark.
And then, like you said, we were going to go to the to the bottom of the shelf here.
For the sky blue, everything else is getting painted white.
Okay, and then we're actually going to make a. Hold on there. Camera person's having a little problem here. Uh-oh. I don't think there's nothing broke, is it? Those expensive cameras, you got to handle them nice and pretty. Okay. Husband to the rescue. All right. Are we going to paint the whole wall white?
Well, we're going to start with the whole wall white everywhere. Obviously, you got all the stuff up there, so we're not going to worry about that for right now. But underneath here, all white. Right here up to the ceiling, all white. Around, that's all white. We were able to remove this whole shelf, if you remember from last time. That's been removed. Here, and then again, all white. And then the idea is the sky blue is basically just going to be a line, pretty much the bottom of the shelves all the way across. We're not going to go all the way to the ceiling with the sky blue.
Alrighty. Alrighty, well, let's get started here. You're not reaching over trying to put holes in your new foam here.
Oh! First sinkhole. No, record that one. Look at that. It's like brand new. We're going to have to. I'm a little fatter than I thought.
Yeah, it'd have been much easier to
Yeah.
do all this bench work after the background, or at least the preparation of the background. Lesson learned. This here is pretty much just going to be a forest preserve. So it's going to be thick forest and everything, which is a whole different concept when you're trying to oil paint. Because you want to start with a dark color and then come light. Okay?
Here, and you got your shelf.
Yeah, you got
I
a
think
good
we
point
should
there.
split it and go straight across.
It would make it more of a mural scene. I do understand, definitely where you understand where you're coming from. You know, yeah, if we didn't have all this stuff up here, then yeah, it would be a full transition all the way around. Well, alrighty, then we'll just do that. You know, once this dries, we'll make some real light pencil marks around, lay our tape
Yeah, well then let me.
into a nice 2.5 foot section. You know, which I'm used to. I mean, I'm used to painting something this big. Okay.
All right, let's do that.
I'm not used to painting 9 feet worth of it, you know. So, alrighty, well, welcome back. Alrighty, well, we're done painting the back wall here. It's all nice and dry, and now we're going to go on to step 2 of painting the sky, which is a regular sky blue. And I we have collaborated to where we're just going to go with a basic background of just a straight sky blue all the way down. That's going to be our base color, okay? And that's what we're going to start with. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Start from about the bottom of the shelf. I'm going to leave it a little bit off of the bottom, not very much. That way he's going to go back in with some white paint and try to blend up, give it a little bit of an illusion of some depth.
And I really can't start that until we have the topography of the land laid out, so I can have a feel of where things are going to be laid out in the background. You know, I don't want to jump too ahead of myself because, for instance, on the back wall here, I have a river that is going to be cut in here that's going to have to somehow either disappear behind something or transition into the background. Transitioning into the background may be a little harder, you know, maybe a little bit difficult, but or maybe make some mountains and maybe have the river maybe curve around a little bit. But that's something we can work with once we have the track laid up and find out where exactly things are going to be going. So right now we're just going to get started with the base color of blue and then finish laying the foam. We got to lay the foam and then cut the foam, and then we'll go from there. All right, so let's get started. And it's going to be kind of hard for you to kind of, you know, transition about 6 inches off the bottom end. So I'd say we'll just bring it to solid color all the way down to the end.
All right.
Yeah, we'll just do it that way. I see how this is laying, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, how I want to do the next step, and I think it may be easier if we just, you know, lay the basic background of the flat blue here. So we'll do it that way. Hey Maria, that's my sister. Can you hand me that step stool behind you so I can have something to step on? Please. Oh, camera guy stepping in.
Multitasking again, man.
Camera guy is my brother Nick. He does a lot of camera work for himself for On Demand Productions. Check it out, YouTube. Be a subscriber. But he does a lot of the local federations, wrestling federations around the area here. So check him out. You may like it.
Oh, dude. Yep. You were supposed to stop at the shelf line.
Shit.
Well, it's done now.
Yeah, too late now.
It's done now. Go all the way up.
guys this is the importance of doing the walls first before you build the bench work. Because when you get to our age, your knees don't work as well anymore. What am I talking about? I'm not old. I'm only 46. Alrighty. Boy, this is coming along pretty quick. And I'm starting to like this sky blue. And you're probably wondering why we went all the way up to the ceiling. You know, you're probably going, I thought he said they were only going half the way and this, that, and the other. Well, we made an executive decision. Or I made a boo-boo and didn't put the tape up. So, it was an executive decision that we're going to go all the way up to the ceiling and do something a little bit different. Maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe put some curtains along the top here to kind of hide all this. You know, just to do a little beautification of it. But in the meantime, I think we're going to get a better result if we just do the whole back. I think it'll be more eye appealing, you know. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Opportunity to build something bigger, and I'll have the knowledge to see my dream come true, just like I'm seeing my dream come true with this one. Alrighty, we are done with the painting of the back wall now, and now we set the foam decking back down. Now what we're gonna do is go around and start trimming up the edges, making the edges start looking a little bit prettier. And as we got our trusty speed square here, got a nice little, very sharp. You got to be sharp. Any type of dull, you just start ripping this apart. So make sure you got a nice sharp knife, a nice straight edge. And if you need some sort of marking utensil for your own use, by all means, make it happen. And then, so right now we're just going to go by, check out the edges and what have you. All right, so where are we at here, Ed?
All right, so we got this pretty much square, but what we need to keep in mind is if you look over here, underneath this section, you'll notice that we actually have a joint between two separating sections. So once we trim out the edges, we're going to come back. We're going to carefully measure and mark. We'll hopefully measure correctly after measuring twice, cut once, you know the deal. And then we'll make this cut. We'll attach and glue this side, attach and glue this side. So in the end, we'll wind up with 4 individual pieces that are all secured. That's the plan anyway. We'll just have to see how well it comes together. Oops.
And in the very end, we will be taking a nice hardboard fascia and trimming it out to the border of this, where the mountain, the topography, you know, comes in. Okay. And I'll hold it right there. Okay.
Just to help hold things.
Gotcha.
And to make sure we're lined up here. You got a good eyeball down there?
I think so.
Alrighty. Watch your fingers now.
Alright, make it happen. Find out the best way with cutting this nice, really dense pink foam is to go through it a couple times. You know, score it, keep scoring it. I find out if you just kind of just ram your knife right in there, you'll wind up catching on it, and you'll wind up ripping it instead of a nice smooth cut. And right now we're trying to aim for a nice smooth cut. You see that? Just nice smooth.
Well, so much for our clamp.
All right, well, that's okay. I think we're there. All right. There you go. There you go. Alrighty. Now, of course, if you have a hot wire gun or a foam cutter, you can use that also. Matter of fact, it might probably be a little bit easier using a foam cutter, but I don't have a foam cutter. Right here. No, I got it, bro.
Alright.
Oh!
This is where we be careful, everybody, and mind one another's spot. You know, social distancing, especially with knives. Luckily, I did not get cut or anything, but that could have been dangerous. So, let's mind each other. Okay there, bro.
Right. I got the blade now.
You got the blade. Let's make it happen.
Waving hands all around. The next step is, now that we've trimmed off these fairly close, we're going to establish our joints between our benchwork so that we can isolate all the individual pieces. So we got our straight edge here, we got our knife, we got a nice Sharpie marker, and we're going to start right here with this section here, because there's actually a joint right here that we need to cut right along here to establish this piece as its own individual unit. So that's the process.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kind of scoot out a little bit, and what Ed's gonna do is actually he's gonna kind of look back there and just kind of eyeball it. You know, I don't think there's gonna be too much major measuring here. You know, just use a little bit of a carpenter square there. Make a mark, and then what we'll do is we'll push it back in the spot here. And then he'll mark the front. There you go.
Okay.
All right, here's your shape.
Now, with this pink foam, you can score a few times and then snap it off. But we're actually going to cut all the way through, so hopefully we have a nice clean line all the way down. All right, the moment of truth. Did we measure right? I sure hope so. Look at that. Well, there we go. Very nice. Now we need to establish our next joint, and this is one section right here. So we're going to be looking for a line that's going this way.
All right, there. Okay. You want to prop this up a little bit? So you're not. Think you'll be okay? Okay, we're going to be okay. He's going to be okay.
All righty.
Alrighty. 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 So, how are we looking here? A little bit of a
Right
line.
on our line.
Okay. Drop that right down on in there too.
And then it fits on the other side of the line. Perfect.
Okay, let's slide
Bring
this
this
on
into
into
place.
place.
Are we good on that side?
Oh, looking beautiful.
All right.
Beautiful. Doing like we knew what we were doing here. Well, he knows what he's doing. I'm kind of new at this. So, I've only been in this for a year, as far as with model trains. Yeah, but I've got over 20 years experience in radio control airplanes, radio control cars, and little pseudo automation robots. So that's my experience, and then of course my handiwork and my artistic work, you know. And but yeah. So alrighty. So now we got all of the pieces established cut here. So now the next step is to line them up to each individual block and actually start gluing them down. I do believe we have our weights. Got to weight it down so it doesn't bow up on you, and then next thing you know, you got this when your train goes by. So make sure everything is nice and secured, and we'll get started. We're going to start with this side over here. So we'll kind of move this out of the way here so we'll have some working room. Which one was this one? Was this the bathroom floor or the kitchen floor? I think this one was the kitchen floor. That'd be the bathroom floor, our leftover pile, which is very good for ballast and for weight. So we're going to be using that to weigh it down. You know what? You want to hand me a rag?
Oh, you're fine. That's fine. Oh, you need a rag?
Yeah. I got a little icky on me. I got a little icky. Okay. Thank you. Hey Gary, if you're watching this, sorry, this cough job is probably killing you right now. Alrighty, as you can see, we're getting quite creative of trying to weight all this down. So, as you can see, you just need anything heavy. Make sure you hit the joists and not in between. And just make sure it's nice and even. In about 24 hours, you should be okay to remove everything. You should be nice and adhered. So let's continue. And in the meantime, we'll be looking for more stuff throughout my entourage of garage here to make this happen. I have a feeling tomorrow I'm going to be bringing down some track. I got all my track and everything upstairs in my model rail room, if you want to call it that, my pseudo den. But yeah, I think I may start bringing down track tomorrow and start getting the layout of what's going to start. Because actually, in the meantime, what I would like to do is this is where I'm going to start from, and where the wall is there is I'm actually put a hole in there. Because right on the other side of that wall is a closet in my hallway here, and I'm going to take a little area, about a 6-foot area, and section it out, and then I'm going to run my track through there, and it's going to come out the other side there, so it's going to be a little pseudo tunnel. And if it works out very well, I may even turn that into a roadhouse and store some of my locomotives in there, and I think that may be a nice addition, you know, to the layout. Keeps everything nice and tidy, and make it happen. Yeah, Ed's got this nice idea going on with early 1960s, 1940-ish New York Harbor. Yeah, it's going to be quite big, quite extravagant. So if this all goes well, then we'll start on him, and you know, maybe with the right backing, it'll happen. Tell you, we're getting creative.
I think this one's
Alrighty, we can move that one out a little bit. Shift it over this way a little bit.
our line.
But now what the hell
What
happened
to our
there? Alrighty, what can we do? What can we do for a plan B here, everybody?
Well, it won't matter.
Okay.
We can just fill this in.
And the corner and everything is okay, correct?
Yeah.
Well, put it this way. We don't have a straight wall in this garage. So, but we don't know what happened. I mean, we're straight flush to here. We're straight and flush here, but for some reason it is. But, you know, it's no big deal, because like I was saying, we're going to be putting up a fascia in front here, and for the actual ground here, there's going to be ground covering, you know. So this little bit here can easily be filled in with some plaster of Paris or some gauze or something, and make it work. So there's going to be lots of trees, lots of things that can be going on over here to kind of hide it. It does kind of bug me though, because it was
perfect.
It was perfect.
So we pulled
But-
everything off, but
But this is where you always got to have a plan B. And if plan B don't work out, you go to plan C. And so forth and so forth.
We'll deal with
Until
that.
it works out.
we'll fill it.
Yeah.
The least of our worries.
It is. It's the least of our worries, because there's a lot more, you know, topography that's going to be going on top of this. Like lines like this is just going to disappear. So,
Cool.
But this is where we're at. We'll just go ahead and continue weighting it down. We'll rummage throughout my garage here to find out what I can use to weight the rest of this down, and I think that's a wrap for this episode. Well, Ed, I think today turned out to be a nice day.
Pretty good. We got a lot done.
Got the nice blue walls, got our board down, got it nice sectioned off, got it glued, got to wait 24 hours. Today was a good day. All right, everybody. Well, if you like our show, I don't know what a subscribe button is down here, but go ahead and click it. Tell you that you like us. If you got comments, just let us know. Any ideas, any things you want us to do, emphasize on, please let us know. And thank once again, Roland, myself, and thanks once again, Two Dudes in a Train. Have a good one.